Hey guys, it's Brittany. This is a video response to Annie and the new group that she is doing, Tarot Together. So this is my journey to tarot. My journey started with regular playing cards. My grandmother has an affinity for playing cards, and when I was little we would play rummy until all hours of the night. When she got bored, she would sit at her kitchen table and shuffle cards and play solitaire and just all sorts of things. So my love for tarot is has the gateway of regular playing cards. I have over the years, because I have such an affinity for playing cards because of my grandmother, I actually collect playing cards, and most of them are regular playing cards, the regular bicycle cards. They are cards that I have picked up from states that I have been in, just the normal, touristy kind of souvenir thing. Some of them are from casinos that I went to when I was living in Las Vegas. Some of them are more novelty cards, different shaped cards. In my entire collection, I have probably around 85 to 90 decks of regular playing cards. So I wanted to start off by showing you a couple of decks. These are just my favorites. I pulled a regular bicycle deck of cards to show you. These are just the normal deck that you can buy at Walmart. The back of the card looks like this, and this is the Ace of Spades, which is what I pulled from all the decks, but that's what the regular one looks like. And then I have a deck of Boondock Saints playing cards because my husband introduced me to Boondock Saints and is now one of my favorite movies. And this is what the back looks like. And then this is the Ace of Spades. All of the cards in this deck have film stills from the movie. And then my favorite deck of regular playing cards. They're not really, they're regular in the sense that they're normal playing cards, but they're actually from France. They are called Jeux Gothique, and this is what the box looks like. This is one side of the box, and then this is the other. And the back of the cards look like this. And then the Ace of Spades is the Chateau du Semur from Tréhusures, the Book of Hours by Jean de Berry. And all of these cards have different things. All the cards are in French. The aces, I think, all have depictions of the Tréhusures. The jokers and kings and queens and jacks are all rulers of the time. This joker is Charles VI, and I didn't hold that up for very long. That's Charles VI. All of the regular cards have pieces of architecture from France and Rome on them. And then they go into just kind of rulers and facts of the time, but it's all in French. And I believe my brother got me this deck, but it is my favorite deck because it is just so elegant and beautiful. So that was just a sampling. My first divination deck and I couldn't tell you the name of the deck to save my life. I found it at a yard sale when I was in, I believe, elementary school, and it was a kind of tween, aimed at tweens, but it was a kind of a divination deck where you could draw a card and it would represent some aspect of your future, like the perfect boyfriend, or what subject in school you were going to master, or whatever. And I remember them mostly because my mom realized that they were a divination set and took them away from me, because she was strictly Christian and she did not want those things in her house. So I remember the deck more for that than anything else, and I have since then tried to Google the deck to find it, and I cannot find it anywhere. So I'm not sure if that was just the only one that existed, or I'm not sure. So that brings me to tarot. When I was in junior high, when I was in junior high, I was part of a student ambassador group that took a trip to England, Ireland, and Wales. While I was in England, I went into this little shop, and this little bookshop, and I found a deck of tarot cards that was the Goddess Tarot, and I felt really compelled to buy it. So I bought it and I brought it home, and then I had no idea what to do with it. It's formulated in the Rider-Waite fashion, in that it's 78 cards, but all of the cards have goddesses on them, and not all the cards correlate to the same cards that would be in the Rider-Waite deck, at least not in the same order. So, as a beginner who didn't know anything about the tarot, that was the wrong deck to have. But I think I had it so that it would be like a soft introduction to tarot. And I still have it, but I don't really use it. I mostly keep it for sentimental reasons. The two decks that I do use today are the Shadowscapes and the Deviant Moon. I started going back into tarot about a year ago. The meetup group that I am a part of, we have a meetup called Tea and Tarot, where we get together and we discuss a card and we do a meditation, and then we discuss the meditation, and then we break off into smaller groups. And if you want to practice reading for people or having your cards read, then you can do that. So when I started the Tea and Tarot, I was using the Goddess Tarot for the meditations, and I was quickly realizing that they weren't they didn't match up to the Rider-Waite. So I kept thinking, well, I need a new deck. I need a new deck. So I found a site that, if you're not familiar with it, I strongly recommend it. It's called Eclectic Tarot. It's A and then the word eclectic tarot. The A is together. So I went on that site and I looked and looked and looked, and I found the Shadowscapes deck and instantly fell in love with it. And I kept looking just because I really enjoy the artwork from tarot decks. There are tarot decks that I will see and instantly fall in love with just for the artwork, because it's just so captivating. So I was, kind of keeping an open mind, and I kept going back to the Deviant Moon deck, and I didn't know why. So I started talking to my friends in the group about it, and they suggested that I might need to buy that deck for somebody else. Maybe I'm supposed to buy it and then gift it to somebody. Because when I first saw the Deviant Moon deck, I did not like the imagery at all. I was not understanding why I was called to it, but I went ahead and bought it because it just kept coming back and coming back to me. And then, as an early birthday present, one of my friends gifted the Shadowscapes to me. So I have both of those decks, and I use them both. Sometimes it's kind of confusing as to which one I should use, so I mostly use the Deviant Moon for readings, and I mostly use the Shadowscapes for meditation. I would use the Shadowscapes for readings, but there's just so many layers to the Shadowscapes that it's just, to me, it feels more like it's supposed to be a meditation deck. So I have pulled some cards from each deck. These are the cards that, when I look at a tarot deck, these are the cards that I always look at, because these are the cards that I'm most drawn to. Most people I've found, like the YouTubers that do reviews on decks, or they talk about tarot decks, a large percentage of them will gravitate toward the Empress or the High Priestess. Mine are slightly different. So I'm going to show you the Deviant Moon deck first. First card that I always look at in a deck is Strength. And I am one of those people that I prefer Strength to be card number, card number 11, as opposed to card number 8. Did I say that backward? No, I did say that backward. I prefer Strength to be number 8 and Justice to be number 11, because that seems to make more sense in my mind. But anyway, so I really look for the Strength card. I also look toward Temperance, because I find Temperance is always an incredibly beautiful card, and it just speaks to me from each deck. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but it speaks to me. And the third of the 4 cards that I always look for is the Third of Swords. And this is kind of a dark card, and I'm not sure why I am drawn to this card, or why I look for it in every deck, but I do. And then the fourth one is the Nine of Staves, or Wands, whatever you prefer. This is a card that I always look for as well. And then the back of the Deviant Moon looks like this. So now I will show you the Shadowscapes. This is Strength. And then this is Temperance. Sorry, my hand is shaky a little bit. This is the Three of Swords. And this is the Nine of Wands. And then this is what the back of the card looks like. So, that is my video to Annie on my journey toward tarot. And I look forward to the Tarot Together series, and I look forward to all the posts in the Facebook page, the Facebook group, and I'm excited to see where this goes. So